Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you again. So only about 40 minutes late for the stream this morning. I thought I was going to have to push it to this afternoon, but I got home earlier than I thought I would from my little thing I had to do this morning. So we're here, we're going to do some game dev, I think. I don't know, unless you guys want to play Mario Kart or something. No, we're going to do game dev. And, but before I get into that, I'm going to do my ads, which is I want you to purchase Gunforged. It's a 2D roguelite shooter. It's a great way of supporting me, and also I think it's a pretty fun game. So if you're interested in those kinds of games, or you're interested in wanting to support me, this is a great way to do it. This is linked in the description below. And I also have... My cat is going crazy. My other cat now. Hey. Thank you. Stop. And then this one is the Create a Complete Online Co-op Multiplayer Game in Godot 4 Udemy course. It's now got the highest rated little badge here, so that's great. So yeah, this will just teach you everything you need to know, the essentials about creating an online multiplayer game in Godot. You learn remote procedure calls, server authoritative architecture, and all of that good stuff. So again, it's a great way to support me, but it's also a great way to learn how to make these kinds of games. So again, all those things are linked in the description below. And what are we doing today? I don't know. There's a bunch of like random stuff that I want to do. Oh, there's a bunch of random stuff that I want to do with like, how do I want to say this? Just like visual tweaks. There's one thing that I need to do, which is animate enemy board in. So I'm going to do a bunch of visual tweaking probably today. Probably some more play testing. Maybe we'll work on a card or something. We'll see. But yeah. Is that it? I think so. I think so. Okay. Hello, Adam. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. First in our hearts. Yes. Yes, indeed. Hello, Ito Makes Games. Welcome back. Rookie Tookie. Good morning. I just clicked on my subs tab and this video started playing automatically. Guess YouTube knows what I want to watch. Yes. That's true. What's your opinion on making the dream game? I don't really have an opinion on that. I don't know. I'm not the kind of person I'm not the kind of person that has like a dream game. I have like a dream concept that I want to do, which I've mentioned before. I wanted to make like the ultimate necromancer game. But the problem too with like making a dream game is like I almost don't want to work on it until I'm supremely confident that I can make it a really good game. Because it would be kind of terrible to like be like, you know, I'm going to work on my dream game when you don't have much game development or game design experience. And it's like, oh, my dream game sucks. And it's like, well, maybe your dream game doesn't suck. Maybe you just lack the capability to execute on it. So I don't really have a problem with people working on dream games in general. I would just caution you to say like, maybe you should put the dream game on hold until you're confident in your ability to actually realize the vision. Otherwise, you're just going to end up disappointed. So, and a lot of people's dream games too are like also wildly unrealistic for a solo developer to do, or even a small team to do. So that's the other thing I would say, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Wow, goodness. Hold on a second. Whew. Hello, Snubbill, welcome back. Yummers indeed. Good to see you again. Welcome back to the stream. Yummers, don't let your dreams be dreams. Is this later than usual? You're usually wrapping up when I sit down. Only about 45 minutes late today. But welcome back, Fox Shadow. I played Magic Archery and it changed my mind on game design. Is that a game? I'll have to check it out. Is it time for the game dev stand-up already? Yes, indeed. So about the game jam, worst case scenario is the game probably going to be unfinished because it's close to the deadline. That happens sometimes. Sorry to hear that, Snupbill, but you know I've failed in some game jams too, so it happens. Hello, Rentar, welcome back. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. Actually, last night I started working on a quality of life system, which I'm not ready to continue because I don't think the code design or the approach that I was taking is that good, so I need to think about it some more. But I was working on a system where if you've got stuff on the grid and you drag another card over onto an occupied slot, it will like shift the cards around to make room for the card that you want to drop on the board. But that's a very complicated system, much more complicated than I thought it was going to be. So I need to think about that some more. But I think... So there's a couple of big things that I want to do. Firstly, the combat. There's no in animation for this combat here. And also this screen looks rather blank. So I want to try to do something about that as well. Maybe not on this stream. Oops. Maybe not in this stream, but... let's see what else. The other thing that's bothering me too is that on some of these screens I have text here, which I don't think is necessary anymore. So some screens don't have this text, and then some screens do. I think the Alchemy and the Upgrade have it, but I don't think anywhere else really does. Except for the player inventory, which makes sense here, so that you know which one is which, but I keep closing the game. Why do I do that? Why am I doing that? The other thing that I want to experiment with too is I want to make the nodes that you can visit more apparent, because all the nodes on the map here look the same. So if I like click here, it makes me think that I can visit this, but I can't because I can only visit the ones that are directly connected to this node. So I think I want to change that as well. And I don't know exactly how I might need a different shader for it, because what I'm thinking is what I might do is just, well, this might not be good either. I was thinking maybe what I'll do is I'll do the nodes that you can't visit just in a solid blue or purple color. And then when you get to a node you can visit, that's when it gets the red highlights. But that might not look great either. So there's a lot of stuff to play around with, I think, on this stream. But I think the map is looking pretty good overall, so that's good. Oh, I want to redo the health icon too. I don't like this health icon. So yeah, lots of miscellaneous stuff to do. Hello, Knyaz. Welcome back. Hello, Schlurgy. Good morning to you. Idle incremental game for free on Steam. I sit down and spend 2 hours just shooting arrows and buying upgrades. I gotcha. I'm not a huge fan of incremental games, but they can be fun. Doing the background on this stream. If your dream game is simple numbers, go up game without a bunch of art, solo dev could do it. Yeah, right. Make the nodes you can't see mysterious so you don't know what's ahead. That is an interesting concept, but although I don't know if that would feel great because of your the movement economy, if you're not allowed to plan out the moves you're going to make ahead of time, then that might feel kind of bad. Definitely not needed for playtest, but I think making an algorithm that can make the enemy boards would be cool. Probably more complex than it seems, especially for adding preferred card pairing and weights. Yeah, I tried to do that initially, and it's just very hard to make an algorithm that creates sensible board layouts. Because the problem is, like, you might have a card like a windmill, which really only has power if it's adjacent to one or more minions, and so that's a constraint that you have to have right there in the board algorithm. So if you're going to add like a windmill card to the enemy board, that means that not only does there have to be at least one minion, but that also means that the minion has to be placed adjacent to that card. And there are all kinds of cards like that, and so coming up with the rules for how the cards need to be placed, especially with the more complex cards that have more complex behaviors, is really hard to do in an algorithmic way. I was going to play around maybe with some machine learning. Like if I could, this would be a good like little experiment for me, because I've never gotten into like training my own machine learning algorithms or whatever. But if there's an easy way to do that, like an easy framework I can set up or download from somewhere, and then just have it generate boards at random, and then I just like give a thumbs up or thumbs down, like is this a good board, is this not? Get enough of those samples to say, okay, now the machine learning algorithm generally knows how to build things. I don't know. I would use that just to pre-generate a bunch of configurations, and then load up those configurations into the game, but that's probably way too much. It's way quicker for me to just hand design the encounters. Can you show some nodes and things like alchemy keep hidden? You can only show some nodes and things like alchemy keep hidden. I see. I see. My dream game is a space exploration craft. Also, I tried doing it and failed, but I was only 11 when I tried. Now I'm 12 and mastered C#. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, Ito. Well, yeah, you can always try it again. You could always try it again. Hello, Yeet. Welcome. Hello, Stephonic. I was fixing my game for around 30 minutes because I was lagging, only to find out that my move and slide was in physics process. Oh, yeah. Without the physics interpolation, it definitely looks laggy. If you're on a high resolute or a high frame rate monitor anyway. Okay. What should we do first? I kind of want to change that. Well, let's just do some work on these map nodes first. Improve visibility of travelable nodes. So that's what we're going to do. Firstly, map node. I'm still using this icon highlight here. This can change, I think, to a clickable control. Go away, chat. Not you, chat, but the AI chat that I had. Clicked event handler. We'll get rid of these things. We've got a clickable control now. I think what I need to do here is I'll get rid of this icon highlight and I'll have this outline target. Visited icon highlight. Let's get rid of that. Oh, do I need to build this? Might need to build it. Hello, Kelso. How's the progress? Progress is good. Progress is very good. Where's my outline target? Event configuration resource. Did you also do the artwork by yourself? I did, yes. All the art in this game is done by me. Lighting when? Soon, maybe. Soon. I failed because of massive scope creep, but now I have a realistic scope with a few craft stations, less complex mechanics, and isometric pixel art is easier for me. There you go. Yeah, cutting scope is a good idea. Do you use VS Code instead of the Godot editor? Yes. And are there any plugins for type hinting and stuff? Well, I use C#, so just the C# plugins. Torchlight would give so much ambience and it would help highlight the nodes. Yeah, I might play around with that. That's insane. What, the art? Oh, here we go. Here's my outline target. Icon. Disable outline margins. I don't know what that does. It's my own setting and I don't know. Okay, so let me think. I don't think I need anything. Let's see. Combat info container, combat type labeled at visible. So we have visibility targets here. So what are those? Type label, combat info container, combat enemy container. All right. So visibility toggle targets, type label, add element, combat info container, add element, combat enemy container. Okay, so now I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't need that. Unhighlight, unfreeze highlight, freeze highlight and unfreeze highlight. I don't need this. Oh. This might be a little bit tricky here. Okay, let's do this. On hover entered. I don't think I was going the right way there. On hover exited. I got rid of unhighlight, so that needs to go back. I got a little bit too trigger happy there. I like deleting code, it's my first instinct, but I guess it doesn't work. It doesn't work all the time. Okay, so on hover entered, on hover exited. I definitely don't need that though. So now what I can do here is hover entered, plus equals on hover entered, hover exited, plus equals on hover exited. Okay. All right, so, I mean, I think this should work. Let's see, is highlight frozen? So I'm gonna need to manage these map nodes in the future, but let's just see if that much works. It did not work. Okay. Where is this map node being stored? Oops, not rename. Find all references. Map container. So let's go to the map container. I think what I'm gonna want here, I've got these map nodes. I think what I wanna do is add a clickable coordinator here. Clickable coordinator. Let's get a reference to that. Okay, so when the clickable coordinator, or when the map nodes are created, so we've got this map node created, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say clickable coordinator.add, do I not have an add clickable? Okay, let's do that then. Whatever. Public void add clickable control. Clickable controls is equal to clickable controls, and then we're going to pass in clickable control here. I was worried about recreating an array every time, but I don't think it matters. Add clickable control map node. Cool. And then what we're gonna do is, where is this set map called? Show map. I don't really like how that's happening either, but what I'll do here is, shoot, what am I gonna do? One of the problems here, let's see. Emit signal input enabled. Is this going to break anything if I do this? The problem is that it's not emitting these signals immediately on ready. So what I need to do is basically just duplicate this. I think this will work. This might break other things though, but let's see. It did not work. Okay, I think this needs to be called in a deferred manner. I should see these map nodes lighting up immediately with that outline shader that I have. Still not working, eh? All right. Do you really want to play this game? I don't know what I'm saying. I don't think the code is going to be threatened into submission. Why isn't that working? Let's do this. I'm curious to see. Well, the clickable control on input enabled if contains mouse return, start clickable tween. Outline target is set correctly here, I think. Let's get rid of these visibility toggle targets. Yeah, the outline target is fine. Why isn't this working? I don't know why that's not working. Start clickable tween. Okay, well, let's just debug it then, I guess. Create instance as map node. Oh, I know why. Oh. Silly mistake, my mistake. The reason it's not working, so I'm gonna get rid of this callable.from here real quick. The reason it's not working is because I didn't call the base ready method. So none of this code is running here. None of that code is running here because I didn't call that. So I need to do base.ready. That'll work. And I might want to just connect to those signals before I call that base.ready. Okay, anyway. The game is growing fast. How do you did it? I think it's because I have a lot of experience or game genre. So yeah, if you're talking about the game growing fast, I think it's just I just have experience. Like it's very rare that I have a feature that I don't know how to implement, and if it is a feature I don't know how to implement, it would be something like generating enemy boards algorithmically or stuff like that, like way more complicated things. Scope creep takes out or hinders corporate projects all the time. Managing scope is a whole skill set you build with experience. That's true, yeah. Would you recommend a damage context in a system similar to your current version, have multiple effect types in a roguelike? Still trying to learn good system architecture, if that's the right word for it. Yeah, I think the more information you can stuff into a single context object, the better off you're going to be. So for Gunforge, which is a roguelike game, every time a bullet gets created, I store all of the information about that bullet and about the guns and about like the stats. I had a gun stats object that would get created that would just have everything, like what's the crit chance, what's the damage this bullet is doing, how many bullets were created at the instantiation of this gun stats, like, you know, just any information that might be relevant. And then I have this context object which contains all this data that I can use anywhere else in the system. So typically when you want to make a roguelike, especially when you're designing passives that like respond to certain events, right? Like you want to design a passive that says, oh, whenever you hit enemies with this kind of damage, then this number goes up. Well, it's going to be much easier to do that if you have like a damage context object that contains all of the information. Like you could view it as like metadata about that damage instance. And then you can just do whatever you need to do with it in the system. And it generally simplifies like your code pipelines, because then you can say, okay, we're going to take these damage context objects and we're going to pipe them through this one function, right? Like maybe it's like a take damage function. Okay, this take damage function just takes this damage context object, and then within that function, you kind of break apart the context object and handle it how you need to handle it. But the idea is that you kind of want you want all your data to flow through like a single pipeline because it becomes a lot easier to manage. And if you think about it like actual pipes, it becomes a lot easier to branch off and build like connecting pipes off of it, right? If you've got like this main trunk pipe where all the data is flowing through, and then you can just kind of like branch off as necessary to handle the different, states or the different events that happen. So I think it can be a good idea for sure. I think the most important thing is like, you just want consistency. You want everything that's like damage to be handled in the same way, in the same steps. You don't want to be doing damage handling multiple different ways in multiple different parts of the code base, because that's just going to create an unmanageable mess, right? So they call me scope creep because I look around my neighborhood with binoculars all the time. All right, looking for the feds that are after me. Hello, K-Story, welcome back. Let's see. Finally fixed my rigid body pushing problem. Excellent. Glad to hear. Any advice on how to solve the following problem? Seamless zoom between layers of content with different coordinate spaces. Seamless zoom between layers of content with different I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't have any good advice on that. Sounds like a tricky problem though. Just press any key, yeah. Awesome to catch a live session. I'm going through your grid-based puzzle game with C#, and so far it's awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate that. Thank you. Press any key. Where's any key? I really want to play this game. It's coming. I'm getting to the point now where I'm gonna try to get some music and sound effects in the game too, because I think that's like the next thing that's gonna, make a big impact on the game. Hello, MKRD. Welcome. The developer saying, "Do you really want to play this game?" Doesn't fill me with confidence. Yeah. Debug time print here, yeah. Hello, Camillo. System out print line debugging time. Good morning, Chris. How many months you developed this game? I think I'm on like month 4 or something. I think I started this back in April, if I'm not mistaken. With all that data on every bullet sounds like a real bullet hell screen. You're eating a bunch of RAM. I don't think Gunforge's RAM ever got more than like a couple hundred at a time, which might be a lot, but... Why did you start game dev and when? I started when I was 14. And I guess the reason why I started is because I was just interested in making games. I did have object pooling for some of my things, yeah, although the bullets were not easily poolable because of, I didn't build it with pooling in mind from the beginning, so could always download more RAM, yeah. Yeah, download more RAM. Okay. So let's see if this fixed it. Okay, that is not working at all. Oh. It's probably because they're Atlas textures. That does not look good at all, does it? Why doesn't that work? I wonder if it's because they're Atlas textures. I wonder if it's because they're Atlas textures. Let me do this outline radial here. I'm gonna change the segment fraction to 0.01. I may have to change the segment fraction maybe. Let's see. Oh, that's even worse. Okay. I guess it's probably because they're Atlas textures. It's probably screwing with the coordinate system, I think. I may have to make those... Well, yeah, I'm probably going to have to make those standalone textures. Son of a bee. I think that's okay, though. Let's see. I should verify that that's indeed the problem, so I'll do it with one icon first. Event configuration. So in here, well, first of all, event configuration resource. I don't need this icon highlight anymore, so we can get rid of that. this icon, let's just go to my map icons, and I'm just gonna take the combat icon and make it a standalone texture, and let's see if that works. I'm almost positive that's gonna work, but it's not guaranteed. Assets, map icons. So what I'll do here is I'll just take this and export that as the map icon combat. I did it wrong. Area selection. So now it's a standalone texture. Should be basically a drop-in replacement. Let's see if the combat gets highlighted correctly now. Oh yeah, that's working now. Okay. So yeah, you can't use, or I can't use the outline texture that I'm using with an atlas because that doesn't work. So I will have to make all of these individual icons. Okay. That kind of sucks. I mean, I'm sure there's a shader fix I can do, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I really don't want to do that. It'll be a pain in my rear. So what was the other thing I wanted to do? Just uncheck that disable outline margins real quick. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna need to create individual icons for all these. The good news is I can get rid of all these outline icons now. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and do that. We'll just restructure everything here. Okay. And then icon booster. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh no. So yeah, we got some road work to do here. That's all right. Icon combat, icon booster, icon start. I'm actually never using this icon here. It's supposed to be like a little hut, but maybe I'll use that for a future encounter, like a witch's hut or something would be kind of interesting, but the player is here. What is going on? How is the player icon set up? Is this just a standalone? Oh, it's using in the Atlas texture as well. Okay, I'm gonna have to change that as well. Oh well. Whatever. Icon visited. Icon alchemy. Icon shop. My cat is doing the most disgusting licking sound right now. I'm about to go put an end to that. Icon health. Icon grow board. Where is that? Here? Can I move all of these at the same time? Okay, that's not gonna work. That's fine. Oh, it did work. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, interesting. Icon enchant. Icon artifact. Okay, now we need to export these one by one. I kind of wish I have this automated export script, which is supposed to be able to export everything. like so. But the problem is I can't tell it to maintain a specific size. The only options I have are trim or not trim. But I need all these to be 30 by 30. So I think, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to do this. Just the entire time. Map icon booster. Map icon player. Map icon visited. Map icon alchemy. Map icon shop. Map icon upgrade. Map icon health. Map icon grow board. Map icon enchant. Map icon artifact. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'll have to go in here and just load these all up. So quick load alchemy, quick load artifact, and so on and so forth. I already did that one, so I don't need to do that one. Okay. Where is this being used now? So I got to replace all the instances of that. So in the player here, quick load, map, let's just do player. There we go. Where else is this being used? View owners. It's not being used in there. View owners. Why does it say it's being used in here? Okay, and then I'm using it in map node still.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful. Discovery 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle.
That is also not correct. Oh, here. I'm using it here. Right. And where's the last one? Event pedestal. Okay, so now I believe I can delete this. Remove that. Let's check out our map. Christmas lights. Where's the Christmas lights? It broke the matrix. So now everything should be looking really good. I'm developing a game, Places End on itch.io. I really worked on optimization on that game, and I really add lots of features to player new objects. Game uses 150 megabytes of RAM and has 100 megabyte size. That's pretty good. 2D games in Godot are generally very small anyway. Like, I really don't think Gunforged used more than like 250 megabytes of RAM, which is, if that's going to strain your system, then it's like, come on, it's 2025, you know, come on, you know? But anyway, how about highlighting the nodes that are adjacent to the player? Yeah, that's the next step. So I wanted to get this, this shader highlighting in place. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm only going to play this outline animation on the nodes that are immediately visitable. Maybe the road. Yeah, I might change. Well, yeah, I might change the road. Trying to understand custom resources and composition. Can you use a single resource to store all the data you need for different components? i.e. sending the same resource to health comp and attack comp. If it was like a, let's say it was like an entity stats object where you're defining an entity and it has like 50 armor and 75 health and like 30 dexterity or whatever it is, you know, whatever your stats happen to be. If that's the kind of resource that you're passing, then yeah, it's fine because like you're referencing a subset of a larger piece of data, right? So the data is like, this is the representation of the entity, but different components are only going to need the different relevant pieces of bits of data. So in that case, it wouldn't make sense to say, okay, well, here's the entity health resource, and here's the entity defensive stats resource, and here's the entity offensive stats resource. You could just put those all into a big entity stats object, and then, like I said, just use a subset of that in whatever component needs to use it. But that said, if you don't have stats in that context and you're just throwing a bunch of unrelated nonsense into a single resource, that would be a bad idea. You definitely want to break it down into as sensible a piece of data as possible. So I hope that helps. The Witch's Hut could have a bigger board of alchemy, allowing you to alchemize bigger items. That's a good idea. I do want to give the player the ability to increase the alchemy size, but yeah, that is interesting. Do you work on this game off stream as well? Yes, I do. Looks kind of messy if I'm being honest. Well, that's because it's highlighting everything. It's not going to be highlighting everything. It will only be highlighting these 4 cards in this case, or these 4 nodes. Also, why is it highlighting? Oh, I guess it's highlighting that one because it's visited. Looks distracting. Patience, everybody, patience. It's not done. It's not done. We're in progress. This is a work in progress. I was just concerned about getting the shader working to begin with. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, what the heck? So rework map node images. Having the highlight fade in and out would look better. I mean, we could do both. I mean, I'm going to try a number of things, so we're going to see. It's just that this is an easier approach first. Map container. Set node is visited. Move player to node. Where is clicked happening? So here. Emit signal map node clicked. State machine change state. Freeze node highlight. So I think what I want to do in here is, do I have the clickable coordinator in here? I do. So I'm going to rename this. Where is unfreeze highlight? Leave state map travel. Oh, set node is visited. How is this going to work? I might move this. Might make this private. Put this down here. We'll do a public node, public async task, move to node, run map node, run map node. We're gonna freeze the highlight there. Then we're gonna do await move player to node, run map node, and then what we're going to do is we're also going to turn off the clickable coordinator dot disable mouse input. So that should stop all the effects. So now here this will just be move to node, current run map node. We can get rid of this. This can be awaited. All right. So now when we change to the map state, we enter emit signal map entered, show map. So in here now, what I'm going to need to do is public void enable let's do highlight visitable nodes. Inside of here, what I need in the clickable coordinator, so I need to add, let's see, is this enter state map? Is this happening? Yeah, so this is, okay. Cool, so what I need to do is I need to do map UI.mapContainer.highlight visitable nodes. So what we're going to do in here is we need to pass that in. Current run map node equals seeded run map start node. Okay, that's right. So we highlight visitable nodes. This is the check that I need. For each var run map, let's do entry in run map node to map node. Let's see. We need to do this. Entry dot value, add clickable validator. So we're going to want to remove clear clickable validators. Why is that doing partial? Public. Okay. Clear clickable validators. Entry.value.add clickable validator. This is a map node. We'll put that there. Let me see what that looks like before I go any further. One of the things I struggle with the most is connecting information to the UI without the UI needing knowledge of game objects. Been thinking of using a resource for this or an event bus. An event bus works, yeah, for sure. If you can just blast your updates out such that the UI responds to them, then I think that's an ideal situation. Okay. So all of the nodes that I can't visit now are being highlighted in red when I hover over them. So that's perfect. Obviously, we want to turn off that highlighting as well. So I think the next step here is going to be I'm going to actually go to my map node here. public void. I'll just call this like setup validity, I guess. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll make this just a Boolean. I don't think... Yeah. So we'll set up validity there with is visitable. What am I doing? Here. Entry.value.setup validity. Okay. Now I need to go to my clickable control here. Oh goodness. Clickable control, I need to create an export variable for... Oh, disable outline animation. Oh, interesting. Public void set disable outline animation. This is a mess. Start clickable tween. So if I do disable outline animation equals bool disabled. The problem is that if the tween is currently running that plays that outline animation, when I call this, I need to clear that tween. How do I do this in a way that doesn't break everything? It's time for game dev once again. Yes, indeed, Jackie Daytona, welcome back. Hello, Elitorio. Why do you use signals instead of plain C# events? Yeah, I talked about this a little bit yesterday. The reason is I just don't want to mix two different observer patterns. So the C# event is kind of an observer pattern, and so is the Godot signals. I'd rather just be consistent with the observer pattern that I'm using, because there are going to be slight differences in the behavior. For example, between like Godot signals and C# events. And so just for the sake of consistency, for the sake of predictability, I just stick to one solution and just use that. There's no real reason to mix and match them if it's not necessary. So that's all. Personal preference. I'm sure I wouldn't have any problems if I use C# events, but I just tend not to introduce variables where they're not necessary. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Set disable outline animation. Oh boy, oh boy. Where is this being called? This is being called on map enter. So I think what I can do is I can just ignore that for now. Oh shoot. That's gonna be Not contains mouse. If not contains mouse and not is mouse input disabled. If disabled, stop clickable tween, else start clickable tween. Okay. Invert this. What? No. So let's just do this. If contains mouse or is mouse input disabled, return. Okay. There we go. So if contains mouse or is mouse input disabled, we'll just do nothing. Otherwise, we're going to stop the clickable tween. Okay, that should be fine. So highlight visible nodes, set up validity. Set outline, set disable outline animation, not is visible. Okay, that should basically do what I needed to do, I think, if I did it correctly. So let's see what happens. Okay, so now it's only highlighting the nodes that I can visit. Everything else is red. So that's good. Let's see what happens if I go here. Perfect. And then when I re-enter, it didn't work. Oh, you know what? Well, did it work? Hold on, give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, had to investigate something. Hello, Polaris. Welcome back. Good to see you again. So now I gotta figure out why the heck this isn't working. So why is that not happening? The outline animation is not continuing when I come back to the map. I go to my alchemy here and I skip that. The outline animation is not being enabled. Oh, none of the click events are being enabled. Interesting. Oh, highlight visitable nodes. Right, I just forgot to change the clickable validator. Clickable validator or clickable coordinator dot enable mouse input. Okay, that should work. Now we're good. Can you briefly explain how your project works overall, like what you did with your code reviews? Unfortunately, I don't think that would be very brief. I could do a code review of my own video though. That's kind of a good, or my own project. It's kind of a good idea for a YouTube video, isn't it? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. I haven't done a. I need to do another code review video soon. So anyway, let's go into the combat here and let's see if this works. Okay, so now it's highlighting the new stuff. Cool. Does it still look too busy? I don't think so. I think it looks better now that not everything on the map is being highlighted. Let's go into that middle section there and see if that's still too much. Oh, this has 106 health? Goodness gracious. Well, let's see if I can do it. I'm probably gonna die, but let's see. Oh, 12 damage, not bad. I need more crits. Give me more crits. Oh, I survived with 1 health. That's crazy. All right. Go to the ox now. Oh, I forgot to wait there for a second. Oh, wow. That's so much money. Anyway. Okay, yeah, I think that's reasonable. I don't think there's really going to be realistically more than 4 nodes you can visit at once. So I think that looks better. I think it look all right. All right. There we go. Cool. So yeah, I mean, there's still a bunch of improvements I want to make. I want to change that max health icon. I don't like that at all. And then maybe we'll play around with lighting. I still don't know how I would do the lighting though. That's the thing. I have an idea for it. Might be kind of cool, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Oh, I got some debugger errors. I'm tempted to remove input lock when none were present. Why is that happening? Oh my gosh, I hate that. Highlight visitable nodes. Oh, okay. So yeah, I think the reason for that is basically it's trying to remove input locks that don't exist because we're entering the state map immediately here. So I think just to make that go away, what I'll do is I will, in the map container here, I'll just do this. Clickable coordinator dot disable mouse input. Just make it happy. All his errors should go away now, and I should still be able to, oh, okay, cool. It didn't go away. Very nice. So Why didn't that work? Why didn't that work? Oh, maybe I know why. Oh, maybe not. Why didn't that work? It's calling disabled first, so that's right. Oh, the reason is because... Right. The clickable coordinator has no things... Right, so I need to do that here. That should fix it. It doesn't have any clickables on ready. It has them after you call set map, so there we go. All right, that'll work. Cool. That'll work just fine, I think. All right, we'll try some lighting next. Well, let me do the, I want to do a new icon for the health first. Change how map node highlighting works. Okay, that's better. Have you played seeing the He Is Coming roguelike? It has kind of similar mechanic to the boss appearing after a fixed amount of moves. He is coming, huh? Is it on Steam? Oh, interesting. It's kind of got elements of a more traditional roguelike, it looks like. This looks pretty fun. Oh, it's a roguelike. Oh, it is an auto battler. Interesting. I may have to purchase that and play it a little bit. 350 powerful artifacts. Oh, goodness. I got some catching up to do. Dang, this looks fun. Very cool. I'm gonna have to play this. I love the art style. I love the flat colors. All the enemies are just red. I like to, this is something I'm trying to do in my game. Look at how low the numbers are. Like, the boss has 5 health, the player has 8 health. I just love when games do that. Like, I just don't, I like when the numbers are something that you can comprehend at a human level, rather than like, oh, you did 40 billion damage. It's like, what does that even mean? You know, I'd rather do like 2 damage to an enemy that has 10 health and be like, wow, I did so much damage, you know? Anyway. Why does it highlight the visited node? I would still prefer the fade thing. It looks nice. I don't know what you mean by fade. Like, just tone down the colors? Firebelly never makes errors. I wish that was the case. Hello, pseudonym. I don't know what that means. Errors or mistakes are a part of programming. Yes, indeed. Errors played a part of my birth. There you go. If you aren't a programmer, you haven't experienced an error that is extremely easy to fix but can't find it. This game rocks. That game, the He Is Coming. Big number, make brain happy. Want to for 5 seconds take a gander at the second game I'm making? I don't have time. Sorry, pseudonym. I don't have time to do these things. Okay, give me a 3-minute break. I'm gonna get a refill on my drink and I'll be right back and we'll continue on. I'm gonna redraw the health artifact or the health map node And then I'm also going to play around with the lighting a little bit. So, oh, hello, A the Ant. Okay, BRB.
Liftoff of mission 41B, the first flight of the orbital Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Discovery's core computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
All right, I'm back. Let's get started. Oh, he is coming. Like have the highlight appear as it would on hover and have it fade in and out. Okay, so, I mean, I can't do an actual fade with transparency, but I can certainly maybe go up through the colors of the palette. Who is he? Me is high. Can't take 5 seconds for me. Yeah, okay. Can't spell. Is it an early access game? That's okay. I don't care about the early access games. And I am coming. Okay. Please don't. Fire, yeah. Here to came to I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Anyway. So yeah, let's do the health. The new health icon here. So what I'm going to do probably is just borrow this, although this is much bigger than what I need it to be. So I'm going to have to redraw that health vial small, but that's what I want to use for the icon. Something like that. So let's see if I can get a smaller vial drawn here. Icon health, there we go. So, Artifact idea, Necromancer's Cheese. Obtain a cheese wheel made from unholy magic. Every 3 turns, take a bite out of the cheese wheel that heals the player. After X turns, the cheese wheel is consumed. Oh, that's an interesting one. And then presumably it would refill on the next combat. That's a pretty cool one. I like the idea of having something that gets consumed after a certain amount of turns. I'm trying to get this. It's not quite right. That looks okay, maybe with just a little bit of a rounder bottom there. Okay, this looks all right to me. Yes, this is a good shape here. So we'll do that. Okay, now what do I got going on here? I've got like this little piece. And then I've got the top. That's too tall. Oops. Okay, that might work. It might be a little bit too big still, but we'll just try it. We'll give it a shot. Okay. The liquid in here needs to be... I'll put this symmetry back on here. Go. Okay, that'll work. Okay. That'll do. And then the last thing to do is really just kind of fill out a spot right here for the glass. Okay. All right. I think that's fine, generally speaking. Okay. I think that's basically it. And then this needs an outline. Oh, shoot. It's still too tall. It's still too tall. I forgot to account for the outline. Oops. Oh, wait, maybe it's not too tall. No, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. It's probably a little bit bigger than it should be, but I wonder if I could just... Can I get away with doing that? Does that look okay? And then the top part might have to... Oops. Get down. That actually doesn't look terrible either. If I just move this down as well. Okay, that looks fine. So I reclaimed some space there. Oops. So now we can re-export this icon health. And let's see what that does. Consumables, yes. I also have no idea. Brain in a jar. Every X turns make the enemy card attack itself. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one too. What is the graphics program called? Asebright, yes. And welcome NSC Kamano? Welcome to the stream. Are you a visual artist? It's beautiful. No, I'm not. Thank you though. I appreciate that, Felipe. Permanent consumed or can be reset. Yeah. In Balatro, I really like the Joker cards that aren't that great but are awesome when you need something on the board, like the ice cream cone. They're ephemeral cards that can be great. Yeah, I have an artifact like that, the spider egg, which will create little 1x1 spiderlings on your board, which the idea is that becomes, you know, you just get like a swarm of spiders that you can use for whatever reason. So if you've got like one grid cell left on your board that you can't use, put a spider on it, right? Or if you really want to, you can buff the spiders or something like that, you know? So yeah, I like stuff like that as well. So how does the health look? I think the health looks good. I may actually... I'm not a huge fan of that thick line there. Sweet. Of course, there's only one health on the board. Can you use spiders for revival? You can. Yeah, you can. All right, thank you so much, Jackie Daytona, for the $1.99. Very much appreciate that. Are you at the top of the leaderboard now? Yes, Jackie Daytona's at the top. Yummers. Thank you, Jackie Daytona. Very much appreciate that. It's very generous. Thank you, thank you. And so yeah, what's the next thing we're gonna do? We're gonna try some lighting, I guess. So let me commit that. Update health icon. That health icon really didn't take that long, honestly. I kind of got down the strategy for drawing health vials from the health screen that I did. So this health screen, which is okay. I think I could have done them a little bit better, but it's fine. It's fine. Oops. I just closed Asebright. Well, that's okay. I don't think we need it. Maybe we do need it. So now what I need to do is I need to tell the AI to do stuff for me. Because for the lighting here, what I think I'm going to do is I can take this fade shader that I have, which is where? Resources. Fade.gd shader. So this just cycles through the colors of the color palette based on the progress. So here's what I'll do. This is a Godot shader that fades a texture in or out by cycling through a limited color palette. Oops. No, don't do anything. Write a new shader that behaves exactly the same, except it should also have a uniform value for a screen position and a uniform value for a radius. Anything inside the radius from the given point should Anything inside the radius from the given point should... Let's do this. Anything outside the radius of the given point should have its color stepped down by 1 from its current color. All the time I spend here either chatting or lurking, might as well give a little back. Your streams and vids are exactly what I need for C# and Godot, which I wish there was more of. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Buy the course. Thank you, MKRD, for advertising for me. Is Copilot good for GDScript? I don't know about GDScript, but it's been pretty decent at writing shaders for me. Which it's doing right now. My little AI intern. Okay, thank you. I'm going to copy this. Let's create a new shader. Light, I'll just call it light.gd shader. Paste it in there. Now this is going to have to be a screen texture, I think. Let's make that, where is it using texture? This should be screen texture. Oh, I need to do this. Screen texture. Okay. Uniform sampler 2D, screen texture, hint, screen texture. All right. We'll go to the map here. And we'll go ahead and add a color rect. Oops. And we're gonna do mouse default. No, what am I doing? Input, what the heck? Here, ignore. And then the material, new shader material, quick load, light.gd shader. Okay. Shader parameters, radius. And my screen position, let's just do 640 divided by 2, 360 divided by 2. I don't think that that radius is working, but let's see. My hunch is that that's not working. It is not working. Okay. So light.gd shader. Remove any code related to the progress uniform value. I guess we'll see what happens. There are like 0 good GDScript AIs. They constantly confuse 3x and 4x Godot. Yeah. Hello, Ben. Just wanted to say I love your channel. Wanting to build my own game because of you. Just missed the sale on your course. Oh, that's okay. There will be more sales, but welcome to the stream, Ben. Good to see you. AI to write shaders is a great idea. Yeah, it can be. If it does it correctly, we'll see. Difficulty ramp idea. Hold on, let me apply this. Difficulty ramp idea. Boss can put a dead 1x1 block on a player's board. Player can choose where to put that block and he has to put it. Interesting, yeah. That is interesting. Bad GDScript and shader stuff go haywire for AI code generation. Yeah, that can definitely happen for sure. That can definitely happen. Okay. Did I do something wrong here? Current color, screen UV. Okay. The radius calculation appears not to be working. The entire screen is darkened when I set screen position to 320 by 180. Total resolution is 640 by 360, and radius to, let's just say 100. Is that radius calculation being done correctly? Where is that radius being used, actually? Oh. Change the radius such that it is interpreted as a pixel value. I don't know why it keeps doing this. Yes, work. Is there any advantage to using VS Code over Visual Studio for C# scripting? I don't think so, no. Whatever, as long as you're using an IDE, then it's just a matter of personal preference. Your streams are a vibe to have on while I get some work done. Yeah, got a lot of people working on their projects while I do mine, so that's great. The outline radial shader is my favorite. Thank you, Felipe. Yeah, it's looking good. Once again, that shader was written with AI. Hello, Artem. Welcome. Had an appointment. What are we working on? We're trying to add lighting, so we'll see what happens. Reload. Ooh, we got something going on here. Let's see what happens. Ooh, okay, that's kind of working. Let's turn it down. Let's do like a 128 or something. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So here's the other thing I'm going to do. Okay, this looks great. Now add some randomization over time to the edges of the circle to make it look more organic. Cat destroyed my DisplayPort cable, so I'm a single monitor man right now, unfortunately. Oh, that dang cat. Are DisplayPort cables still pretty expensive? I haven't bought one in a couple years. My work is as my work is my work. I'm working on financial statements. Oh, well, hey, at least I can keep you entertained to some degree. What canvas do you use to make sprites? What canvas size? I don't really have a canvas size. My total canvas size is 640 by 360, so my only real guiding rule is that everything needs to look proportional to each other. So what I do is I'll take a screenshot of the game at that small resolution and I'll put it in a sprite, and then I'll just draw with everything in context so that I'm not creating things that are too big or too small. Is this gonna work? So you added some noise functions, huh? Interesting. We'll keep those. Reload. Oh, that is very fast, but let's see. Oh, is noise speed configurable? It is configurable. Why is that going way too fast? Huh. Okay, well, I don't think I want to do that anyway. Change the noise strategy to accept a noise texture as a uniform. A Perlin noise texture as a uniform. 8K 6.6 feet cable off Amazon for $7. Oh, that's pretty good. I think the cat is worth more than $7. Yeah, hopefully. The cat is priceless. Why don't you use Point Light 2D for the lighting? I don't know if that's going to create the visual effect that I want. Because I don't want any colors that aren't in my palette to ever appear on screen. So the rule of this game is that every single pixel that appears on screen has to be one of the 8 colors in the color palette. Which means that if I were to do a traditional lighting system, I would get all kinds of intermediary colors. So I don't want to do that. Now, maybe there's a way that I could, with a shader, use a light to accomplish the same thing, but I'm not sure. I'm assuming shader to stay within the color constraints. Yeah. I'm watching your stream on TV. Wow. I'm a TV star, Mom. What AI chat are you using, and is it implemented into your Godot client? No, this is VS Code, and I'm using Claude Sonnet 4 right now. Okay, so now we need a noise texture. New noise texture 2D. 512 by 512 is okay. New fast noise light. Why is that not working? Nothing is happening. AI, you're supposed to make it work for me. Oh, do I need this to be seamless? I see. Well, let's just run it in the game and see what happens. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Remove. I don't want it to have remove noise strength and noise speed and noise scale, and just use the raw value from the noise texture multiplied by time and some appropriate factor. Let's see. There's VS Code extensions that add syntax highlighting to a shader. It's called Godot files. Maybe it's helpful. Ooh. Install. Wow. Very nice. Thank you. That's cool. Much easier to look at. Much easier to look at. Apply. I should put this on agent mode. I don't know why I'm doing ask mode, but that's all right. Oh. Now it's not working at all. What? Still not working. Again, the noise texture should just be used to provide animation to the edges of the radius. Fix any errors to make this work properly. I don't know. I'll just tell it to do that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not working. Distance from center. I think all this is good. I think it's just in here. Perlin noise texture noise chord. Oh, this is still the pixel chord. Oh, this needs to be done in UVs. this texture coord, this noise coord needs to be based on the screen UV, not on the pixel coord. It's not using the screen UV, that's why. Go, my AI companion. Okay. Reload. Still not working. What in the heck, man? What are you doing to me? Is this not accounting for the radius anymore? Screen UV times 5. I don't know why it's doing that. What? Oh. Oh, maybe it is working. I just didn't have my screen positioned correctly. It's still not animating though. What the heck, man? What the heck, man? Why is this not animating? Well, let's see. Ooh, there it goes. Ooh. I wonder why I can't see the animation. Oh, and it stopped animating. What? What? Looks kind of cool though. It just stops animating. I don't know why that's happening. Initial work on light shader. More work on light shader. The effect stops animating over time. Please fix. It's a good point for not using the built-in lighting system. Hello, Erlindo, welcome. Oh, fix your, or AI, fix your errors, yeah. Oh my gosh, I ordered McDonald's like 5 minutes ago, it's already here. 1 second. It's Mick delivery, everybody. It's using the screen UV and the Vec2 pixel coord. Yeah, that's fine, I think. Did it make changes? Did it make any changes? Oh, I don't think so. Apply the above changes. Why is it doing this? No, you haven't applied the changes. Hold on. Maybe I need to restart. What is it doing? Did Copilot break? I don't know what this guy is doing. Oh, now it's working though. That's not working the way that I want it to, no. I don't think you understand me. I want the edges of the radius to look noisy in accordance with the noise texture sampling. I don't want the sample to change the radius. Well, it needs to look cloudy out at the edges of the radius. Is the radius following the player? Not yet. I just have it fixed to the middle of the screen, but what I will have to do is like every process frame update the uniform to be the player's position. Claude is unstable lately. Try running Gemini instead. I don't think I have Gemini set up, unless I can just use it here. Oh, goodness. The edit was successful? No, it wasn't. What do you mean the edit was successful? Task failed successfully. That's also not working. Okay, let's go to Gemini. Gemini, Claude sucks. Do the above, but correctly. So I'm gonna use my premium requests. Oh, my allowance changes anyway. What? This one's being flaky too. Hold on. Let's restart VS Code. It looks cool when it's applying the fixes. Yeah, it does look cool. I have an idea of how I would do it, but I see if the AI can do it, I guess. I mean, if I could probably figure it out myself too. It's just a matter of like getting the noise values out at the edges of the radius and using those coordinates to sample the texture, and then changing the final color based on that sample. But I don't want to do that myself. Yeah, at least I'm not first in line when it takes over the world. This is video proof. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Giving Gemini the superiority complex. Why is this happening? Maybe Copilot's just broken right now. What in the heck, man? Dude, these AIs suck. Am I just not explaining what I want well enough? How hard is it? I want the edges of the area to look cloudy, like in accordance with a noise texture. How hard is that to understand, AI? I think everyone here understands what I'm after, right? Man. I'm gonna have to try this when the AI is not being super broken. Let's just get back into a decent state here. I mean, how do we feel about the effect generally speaking though? I think what I could do is also have like an inner part that maybe steps up the colors of everything. So it's kind of like got a gradient fall off maybe. So I could have like multiple of these radii stacked on top of each other where on the outer edges it's stepping down maybe 2 times, or yeah, on the outer edge, it's stepping down 2 times. On the sort of middle edge, it steps down 1 time, and then in the center, it steps everything up. But I don't know if I wanted to step anything up, actually. I may just have it... This would be like the default lit region, and then it steps down 1 in the next region, and then it steps down 2 in the farthest out regions. But how are we feeling? I mean, does it look okay? Or should I just stop? AI sucks. Yeah, the great AI war. I think the current context is just broken. Yeah, it probably is. Starting a new chat might fix it since the AI just hallucinates too big a context. I think it's probably right. Maybe it just got... The context got all screwed up with all the weird commands and whatnot. That's probably true. The Kenny Jam has started. I will not be participating in that, though. I gotta save my energy for GMTK. May ask the AI's neighbor. Probably no good example in the training data. It's almost there. I think it's almost there. I mean, it did this much, so I'm not ready to give up on the AI just yet. You're welcome, Kako, or Keiko. It looks interesting. Cool when it does the cloudy edges, but impossible to see the pass through past the radius. Yeah, so what I might do is I might, like I said, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think the step down effect is cool, but I'll have to play with it some more. Maybe a little fast, but the effect looks good. Yeah, I mean, what I want is I just want like the edges to look like foggy. So like there's just like this moving fog current around the edges that just kind of like is very subtle, but is also kind of masking the fact that this is a perfect circle. And then, yeah, I think that would be fine. My first GMTK, I'll be participating. Best of luck to all. Yes, that's coming in a couple weeks here. I think with the noise near the borders will make it very pleasant. Yeah, I think so too. But anyway, that's going to be it for the stream today. I've got my McDonald's sitting right here and it's smelling so good. It's like triggered my Pavlovian response here. So I'm going to go ahead and eat that before I start drooling everywhere. It's going to be my second jam. My first jam failed spectacularly because I tried doing something that I've never done before and spent more time fixing mistakes than actually developing. Yeah, that's a very common mistake with game jams. If you're trying to place well in a game jam, you need to stick to what you know. Taking risks in a game jam, you know, I mean, there's one sense in which it's like, yeah, you should take risks in a game jam, but again, like, that's not going to align with your goal of like placing, like ranking highly. Like those two things, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive, but the chance that you're going to rank highly is much lower if you're going to be doing something that you've never done before. Just because, for exactly that reason, because you're going to spend a lot of your time going, why isn't this working? And how do I get this to work? And oh, there's all kinds of bugs. And so anyway, get the distance from the center and just randomly disable enable pixels based on that. I don't want to do that because that's going to produce like a dithering, and I don't want that. I want there to be like chunky segments of fog that kind of like morph in and out, similar to how I've done like the test card here. If I turn on the card effect, see that? That's what I want to happen at the edges of the radius. So it's not just going to be as simple as like randomly disabling pixels. There actually needs to be a noise texture in effect here. So yeah. Okay. Did you hear what happened with Candy Crush Studio? I did not. No. I did not. Okay, that's going to be it for the stream, everybody. Thank you again for watching, and thank you for the super chats today. Very much appreciate that. Again, I've got my new Udemy course, Create a Complete Online Co-op Multiplayer Game in Godot 4. So yeah, if you're interested in learning how to build multiplayer games in Godot, online multiplayer games, you'll learn remote procedure calls, server authoritative architecture. Basically, this is the essentials for everything you needed to know to get started with multiplayer development and to create a playable game. So if that's something that you're interested in, the link for that is in the description below. Very much appreciate you purchasing that. That helps me out a lot. And leave a rating, of course, if you end up taking the course. And let's see. Any final questions here? Any tips or videos on UI design? No, I will not be giving any tips on UI design because that is still a skill that I'm developing too, and I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm not going to offer any advice about that because I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. Tune in right before end of stream. I'm sorry, ungy bungy, but there's always tomorrow. I may stream extra today. I'm feeling very energetic today. I just need to go take a break to eat, but I might stream later this afternoon or this evening, so hit the notification bell to be notified if I go live. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you back here on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. It works with Godot, Steam, and Lobby. Good. All right, good. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.